If you're like many people, you might be attracted to real estate investing because of the promise of passive income. But the truth is, many of the most popular real estate investment strategies, such as owning rental properties, flipping houses, and wholesaling real estate, are actually pretty active. In this installment of my Chalkboard real estate investing series, I'll explain what I wish I knew about the passive and not so passive nature of the different real estate investing strategies before I got started. So, let's get right into it. While owning rental properties, flipping houses, and wholesaling real estate may seem like passive investment strategies at first glance, they actually require a significant amount of work and effort. Owning rental properties means that you have to deal with finding and managing tenants, making repairs, and collecting rent. Flipping houses involves finding undervalued properties, renovating them, and then selling them for a profit. Wholesaling real estate involves finding properties that can be purchased below market value, negotiating with the seller to purchase the property, signing the purchase contract with the seller, and then selling that contract to another investor for a fee. All of these strategies require a lot of time and effort, especially when you're just starting out. However, the reason many people still choose these active strategies is because they allow them to realize much higher returns than other more passive investments. For example, owning rental properties can yield returns of 20 to 40% or more when you factor in rental income, appreciation, loan paydown, and tax benefits. In fact, the rental property investing strategy that I primarily use today actually provides for infinite returns. But the problem is that it is still a very active form of investing. Flipping houses can also provide very high returns relative to the money invested. It is not unheard of for a very successful flip to double an investor's money within a few months. Depending on the local market and the types of properties you flip, you can make tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars on each flip, while potentially spending very little of your own money. Finally, because wholesaling real estate does not require a huge monetary investment, since wholesalers don't actually buy the real estate which they go after but rather profit from assignment fees, they can make many multiples of what they spend for things like advertising and administrative support on every deal they do. This is especially true if the wholesalers are good at negotiating lower prices with sellers. So, while owning rental properties, flipping houses, and wholesaling real estate may not be the most passive investment strategies, they can allow an average investor to realize profits that significantly exceed the typical 8 to 10% returns seen in the stock market. If you are willing to put in the time and effort, these active strategies can be a great way to build wealth and achieve financial independence over the long term. So, what if you still want to invest in real estate, but you don't want to be hands-on? The good news is that there are ways to invest in real estate that are much more passive. Here are a few different options. 1. Invest in rental properties, but have a property management company do all the day-to-day work. With this option, you still own the property, but a property management company takes care of all of the aspects involved in owning and managing it. The management company would take care of all of the communications with your tenants, make repairs, lease the apartments, and maintain the property. This can be a great way to invest in real estate if you don't want to be as hands-on, but obviously comes with a cost. Most management companies charge several different fees for their services. These fees include a monthly management fee, which is a percentage of the gross rents collected. Usually this is around 10%. Also, they will charge a lease-up fee, which is typically a flat fee charged every time the management company rents one of your apartments to a new tenant. Most commonly, this fee is equal to 1 month of rent. And there may also be some additional costs built into the rates that the management company charges for their contractors to perform repairs and maintenance on your properties. So while your investment will be almost completely passive if you use a property management company to manage it, a large chunk of your profit will be eaten up by the additional costs. If your goal is just to do some investing on the side while continuing to advance your job and career, or if you already have a large portfolio where you benefit from scale and can still live on the profits generated even after the management costs, hiring a management company may be the best way to go. But if you're trying to reach financial freedom faster, and if you're willing to hustle and want to make real estate your full-time business, then you may want to roll up your sleeves for the first 10 years or so and manage your rentals on your own. You can maximize your profits and reinvest them into your business to get to your ultimate goal even faster. Another passive option is becoming an investor in a real estate syndication. I did a dedicated video to this recently, which you can find on my YouTube channel if you want to get a more in-depth explanation. But generally, this is where you become a limited partner in someone else's real estate deal. Your contribution is purely monetary. You don't actually have to do anything at all relating to the property besides that. Instead, the general partner takes care of everything from finding the deal to managing every aspect of it. Of course, the downside here is that in order to get into a syndication, you typically have to be pretty well off already, be considered an accredited or a sophisticated investor, and have $50,000 or more available to invest. A third passive option is real estate crowdfunding. Believe it or not, there are websites out there that allow you to invest in real estate deals with just a few clicks. Unlike a syndication, most of the time, you don't have to be very well off already or have a large amount to invest. Most sites allow you to invest as little as a few $1,000s. As with the syndication strategy, you don't have to worry about finding deals or managing the property, but you do have to trust that the crowdfunding platform is making smart investment decisions on your behalf. And of course, there is always a risk that you may lose all the money you invested if the site goes bankrupt. Along the same lines, a fourth passive option is to become a private lender or a hard money lender. This is where you would essentially become the bank for other real estate investors and fund their deals and, in exchange, earn income from interest payments on the amount you lend to them. Typically, private and hard money lenders charge 10% or more in interest. The loans are also typically very short-term, usually between 6 and 24 months. The loans are also usually non-amortizing, meaning that the monthly payments only cover the interest and the principal doesn't get paid back until the very end. In order for this strategy to work, however, you need to have a substantial amount of money on hand. Also, this is a pretty risky strategy where it is easy to lose the money you lent out if you don't properly vet the borrower and their real estate deal, and if you don't protect yourself well legally. The final passive investment option that I'll mention is called a real estate investment trust, or a REIT. This is a type of investment that pools money from multiple investors to purchase real estate properties. They are typically available to anyone and can be purchased the same way as stocks and bonds. You can buy shares of a REIT and earn money from the rent that the properties held by that REIT generate. It's a passive investment because you don't have to worry about managing the properties, but your returns will likely be lower than with the other options. The main takeaway from all of the strategies that I mentioned is that the more passive the investment, the lower your expected return will be, and vice versa. Right now, I take a very active approach with my real estate investments, and believe it or not, my return is actually infinite. If you're wondering how that's possible, check out this video I recently posted talking about it. Just tap or click the screen, and I'll see you there.